What's going on, guys? We're going to have to get a bit of a sound check here first. Microphone is relatively cooked, so going to give it a little bit of a sound check, see if I'm even coming through here. It's not too bad from what I can gather. Let me just chuck a few bits and pieces into the Facebook groups. I'll be with you, but obviously the old Yeti microphone has done me many a favour over the journey, but at the moment it is sounding like an absolute disaster. So I went in the other day and we tried to replace the cord, but it wasn't a cord, and had a bit of a play around, and I think I'll have to get a new one. Shouldn't have to pay for a full new one because it should be under the old warranty, but nonetheless, I've only had it a bit over a year, so it should last longer than that, surely. Give me about a minute or so, guys. Feel free to chuck your questions through and give me plenty of feedback on how the mic sounds. I apologise if it's no good. It's about as good as we're going to get tonight, but give me a moment. There's a couple of big blokes I want to get into the side too this week. Big Sean Darcy and Tim English. Fair and square on Shorty's radar. Just Tim English has been another nightmare. I have not been able to get a hold of him at all. And if you're watching this on the old replay, g'day to you guys. Not sure how many actually pop in for the replay. I know a few people do watch it after the fact. But, if you're working through it on the old replay, g'day to you. We've got the quiz later as well. And questions that I just finished before, actually. We should be ready to rumble, I think. How are we going? Let's scroll up here, look at some questions, cross the fingers that I'm sounding half decent. What's going on, Tyler? How are you, mate? Daniel T, my man, what's going on? The quiz champion. He's done it twice this year. He's back. Jace, how you going, mate? I saw your trades come through earlier. I just haven't quite got back to that, but hope you're well, mate. GM, what's going on, my man? Galando, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Good to see you. NJD, mate, what's going on? The regulars are in full force. That's what we like to see. Nate, King Shorty says, Nate, we love it, mate. He's too kind. James is in the house. What's up, Shorty? How are we today? I'm good, mate. Just a bit of TAFE today. Pretty cruisy day. And, just a bit of gym this afternoon, bit of dinner, and now we're cruising into a bit of a live sesh. So, Theo, how are you, mate? Shorty, how are you, bro? Round 13 is cooked, man. I got Sicily and English in this week. Yeah, good call. Isn't Sicily flying? He had like 21 touches and scored 150 or something. Crazy scenes. And yeah, good call in English. I think the break-evens of English and Sean Darcy make at least one of them must have. Leroy, Shorty, mate, how's it going? Love tuning in with Good Meat Lovers Pizza and a stream after footy training in 6 degrees and rain. And, of course, ready to make up for last week's quiz injustice. Honestly, mate, that was an injustice. I don't know what happened. You were 100% and from 9 questions. I do not know what happened. But holy shit, it's cold out there, isn't it, mate? It was just – not only was it cold, but it was raining. Oh, that's a tough one for all the footy trainers out there. Nate says the mic is all good. Thank goodness. I might even record with this one. My other videos throughout the week, I bought some new earphones, as you can see, and just was relying on them to do even just a half-decent job. So hopefully that's working all right. Tyler, I hear Radda might be good for this week. Reckon a good C option. I reckon your boy Radda, mate, he could be cooked. Shannon Neal was looking good. Don't know. Will he get back in? Gary Rowan's potentially, floating around as well. NJD, g'day, Shorty. New mic is fine. Lovely, mate. Thanks for letting me know. Thoughts on Bruce to Darcy this week? I love it, mate. I think that's, the time has come. I mean, it would have been great for Proust to get another price rise out of him, but I think the biggest concern was the fact that he was named emergency. It sort of says, well, when's he coming back? If he's fully fit, played in the VFL, that suggests to me that, it's a matter of him getting back into the team rather than being fit. So I like that trade a lot. Matt says, big trades this week, bringing in Tim English and Sean Darcy. I'm right there with you, mate. And I think Timmy Taranto's getting the arse. I've had enough of him. I've been patient, and he's been an absolute disaster for me. Tyler, real question, Sinclair or Houston? Look, I'm going Sinclair there, and I haven't even really looked at Houston's recent matches. I know he's been going quite consistent. He's really using the ball nicely by foot, but I certainly have seen Sinclair pumping out some massive scores for my draft team. So, no, I'd be going Sinclair there, mate. Daniel T, thoughts on Sammy Hayes and Roses to English and Strindika, or any 102K ruck? And that gets picked up in the mid-season drafts tomorrow. Yes, mid-season, good stuff. I totally forgot it was on tomorrow. That's it's a big week, isn't it? We get some dual position players. We enter the buys. We get some mid-season players potentially. Very interesting stuff. So, I like the trade. I really do think, honestly, I thought it was the right move, not bringing English in straight after such a long break. I thought a big guy, Jordan Sweet's in the team. He's missed a lot of footy. Probably 120 is the best he could do. 160. Oh, God. English has been a genuine nightmare for me. But he'll be someone I love, hopefully, for the rest of the year. So I like those trades. NJD. Also, what are your thoughts on Josh Kelly as a mid-upgrade after the buys? Yeah, he's one that seemingly under this new style that they're playing and the coach taking the reins after Cameron's departure is really going nicely. So he's reeled off a 125, 131 and a 156 in round 9. So he's actually had 2 150s in the past 5 weeks. I can't argue with his form. He has traditionally been a 110-plus guy. I think there's potentially better options, but if Kelly takes your fancy and fits the mould, I'm not going to talk you out of that one. The Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky Man. Shorty, how are you, bro? I'm sure it will be a popular question, but Walsh or Parrish? I'm good, mate. How are you? Yeah, look, Parrish racking up another 39 on the weekend. My gut feel just says Walsh, but Parrish is just, he's a different type of player to Walsh. He's more your inside guy. Walsh is playing a little bit more flank at times, but just finds a way to win the ball, doesn't he? So, how much is Walsh priced at? I'm going to go Parrish, to be honest, mate. The gut feel initially said Walsh, but I think if I, have a bit of a think about it, just the role and the potential change I'm going to go Parrish. But look, they'll both be really, really good options. James, roughly how many trades should we have after the buys? 6 to 8, probably closer to 6, I reckon. The main question is, or the main priority should be, have your team finished. Once we get through the buys, round 15 hits, you'd want to have a full team of premiums, I reckon. That I reckon's the goal. Gus, Shorty, is this a good trade? Dacos, Sam DeConning, Hayes, Duncan. Oh, he's going the big boost. 4 trades, baby. Bring in Sinclair, Carmis, English, and Motlop. Not too aware of what Jesse Motlop has done. I know Carmis put in a bit of a low one. Probably going to judge these downgrades a little less harsh because they might not need to be used. Yeah, so your 2 guys on the downgrade aren't going too well, but I really like English and Sinclair. I think if you got to do that to get those guys, then yeah, I'd be comfortable with you doing that, mate. How'd old Jacob Ware go on the weekend? Obviously, he has to buy this week, but 51 and 60, so he might be someone to keep in mind soon. Jason Beck, I may have lost my mind, but only Sam Hayes, Heaney, Cogs in comes Jack Williams, Jed Anderson, and Tim English. Look, honestly, I've lost patience with Heaney as well. I think 3 130-plus scores in the first month, and we just haven't seen that since. I don't think he's a top 6 to 8 forward anymore. I couldn't say Jed Anderson though, mate. I know he's been okay at times and had a big one on the weekend. I just don't. I don't really see the point in his inclusion into your team. It's very short term, but I really like the idea of bringing in English. That's for sure. Jesse, Daddy, I've missed you. Yeehaw. Gives it a fucking yeehaw. That's what we like. And then he goes on, how many trades do you reckon is par after the buys, Daddy? Just touched on this one, actually, mate. 6 to 8, but I'm just guessing, mate. I'm just guessing off where I sort of think my side will be. What I do think is your team should be just about finished by the time we are out of the buys. That should be the goal for sure. Daniel T, how would you rate my finished team if I had Ridley D6, Petrarca or Cripps M8, Gorn and Witts in the ruck, Cogs F6 and 8 trades left for luxury and injuries? I'd say that's pretty damn good, mate. Definitely in the midfield. That's brilliant. Ruck, great. Cornelio, look, he's been pretty handy under McVeigh so far. I'm not convinced he is going to, particularly when we've got Bailey Smith and Bontempelli and that type of thing. But for now, he could be a luxury trade like you outlined. And Ridley is really, really solid. So what I think we'll be able to do with these luxury trades is actually have premiums on our bench. That's my goal. Maybe it's just a Travis Boak. Maybe it's a Zach Merritt. Maybe it's an Aaron Hall. Maybe it's someone like that. So I think that's worth keeping in mind. Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky Man should have gone English over Petrarca last week. Every primo I brought in has given their worst scores that week. Same here, mate. Taranto comes in. Stewart comes in. Brayshaw, Petrarca. They've given me stinkers the first week up. Yeah, look, honestly, I traded in Petrarca over English, I think purely on buy structure. But, it hurts, doesn't it? So apparently Petrarca was a bit under the weather, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully he's okay and back firing this week. Give us a little thumbs up if you're hanging around for the quiz. Or, hey, if you're enjoying the content, feel free to give us a thumbs up as well. Gus says, any must-have cash cows? None that really jump out. I'd say Joel Jeffrey is a guy that, look, I really didn't think he was the sort of guy that would reel off too many 90s, but he's done it back-to-back weeks now. And, okay, we've missed one price jump, but I think he could be really crucial just to get a boost in, real influx of cash quite quickly. So I'll have a bit of a deeper look on Friday when I do the break-evens video. But, yeah, he is the one that sort of jumps off the page for me at the moment. Jonas, Short Dog Tinder now, making the rounds. Who are you putting the underpants captain on this week? The skippers. I haven't thought too much about the skippers. Let's have a bit of a look, eh? Let's have a bit of a look here. Might go Friday night, actually. In fact, I fucking will. Go along to the Marvel, I think it is. Yeah, get under the roof, watch the Cats take on the Dogs. I think you probably have to think about a Bontempelli, a Bailey Smith, or Jack McRae. Geelong ain't going to be tagging, I wouldn't have thought. And then, you also early in the round, a Rory Laird against the Eagles, potentially. Took Miller against the Roos. But, I think the usual suspects I'd be looking at, again, Oliver's always super reliable. I'm sort of looking on Sunday as well. Neil's in there too. I'd say I'd be really confident in backing in someone like Clayton Oliver against the Swans of the MCG. I just think after the D's lost, I just think those star players will just have that little extra bit of we're switched on today. So I'd be happy to just little VC on a McRae or a Miller or a Laird, but I'd be backing in Clayton Oliver for big one. Harry, rumour has it that you're getting a mid-season pickup. Oh, mate. Let's hope, eh? Let's hope, Harry. GM, does Pendles need to go after his bye with his current scoring? Cheers, mate. Oh, brother, honestly, I really liked Pendlebury as an option a few weeks ago, and I know he went poorly on the weekend. What did he do prior to that? Oh, 73 and a 62. Gosh. Yeah. Look, mate, honestly, I would keep the faith. I'd say no. I'd say no. Look, because the way I look at it, I look at Pendlebury and I sort of go, actually, I might pick him up cheap at some stage. You know what I mean? So I don't think I would throw him out just yet. I know he's been a bit down, but I still think he's a 95 to 100 average guy. He's just had a couple of quieter weeks. Daniel T says, as a Cats fan, Shorty, what is Cooper Stevens' job security looking like? Oh, look, I love him. You guys probably know that. But in reality, his job security is okay at best. When Dangerfield comes back after our bye, he's very likely to be the sub or dropped. So it's short term. He would have to play a lot better than he did on the weekend to keep his spot, I think. So not the greatest job security, but massive upside in the future as a Cats fan. Gus, Shorty, mate, we need more people on. Oh, that's all right, mate. We're boosting up to 60. Bit of a slow burn, but I've got confidence in the guys. We'll have it above 80 within 10 to 15 minutes, I'm sure, Gus. Tell your friends, tell your family, mate. Get them on board. Get them around for the quiz later on. Jason, when is a live chat hosted by Langers and Jonah, mate? Yeah, look, might have to. The boys are out at the moment, so they might feature later. Obviously, I don't live with Langers, but Jonah and the lads might feature later. Honey Pig, good evening, big dog. Would you take a punt on Sicily after next round? Roughly, we'll be at 650k. I'll go Sinclair instead. Oh, I'd probably go Sinclair, mate. But Sinclair's probably priced right up there too, isn't he? Where's he at? Going to be fairly priced. Look, what I'd say with Sicily is, if you can afford it, then do it. But you're paying absolute top dollar. I mean, he's a star, but I think you're paying overs for him. I just couldn't justify paying that price tag. As much as we want him quickly, I would try to get him around your 600 or something. I just think if you can, I just think it's crucial to try and pinch your pennies where you can. I know he's flying, but I'd go Sinclair on that one, mate. Jesse says, what's your moves this week, Daddy? Are we talking weekend movements or just SuperCoach, mate? But in terms of SuperCoach, I'm going crazy. Out. Hayes, Taranto, Heaney. In comes Jeffrey, Darcy, and English. Real saucy options. I think Darcy and English have been guys that I've been talking about getting for weeks. Unfortunately, they went nuts on the weekend, particularly English. So it means I've just got to jump on board now. And as much as I wanted to be patient with Taranto, I think it's a better long-term prospect to just bring those boys in before their price goes real bonkers. Gus, is it bad I have 10 trades? No. What the real question, mate, is how's your team going? If you've got 10 trades, I'd say you probably should have basically a full team of premiums, maybe bar one player. So that's probably the real question. King Jonah's in the house. He's looking for his man. Not going to find him for a bit, mate. He's out and about. 5, g'day, Shorty. Thoughts on getting Zorko out for English? It means I need to get Webb this round. Do you think that's risky, or should I hold Zorko as my M8 and trade him round 15? I would do whatever you need to do to get Tim English in. Look, I expect Zorko to bounce back. I wouldn't necessarily say ditch him. Obviously a stinker of a week last week. But what I would say is, if that's what you need to do to get Timmy English in, I'd do it, mate. James, Hawthorn a top 8 chance? Oh, I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. But that wouldn't be a disaster. I mean, I think if they continue to show what they've shown throughout the year, the future's looking pretty bright for the Hawks. So I was looking at the ladder the other day. I don't see too much movement going on. Maybe Richmond, but I think the Hawks will a nice development year for them. Ben Butcher, Shorty, mate. Hey, what's going on? How are you? Good to have you on board, mate. Gus says captains. Yeah, like I said, I think Clary's in for a whopper. the way Sean Darcy's going. I didn't mention Tim English just before. So the Cats, they'll have a really weak ruck set up. I don't think Stanley will be back. So obviously Tim English has got to be put into that conversation as well. So in amongst a host of Doggies players, you could have a forward line full of Doggies players at the moment. James, should I trade Heaney to get big boy Tim English if I don't have a lot of trades left? I think you should. So hopefully your trade situation isn't too dire, but I do think that's one worth doing. Frank, hey, Shorty, love the show, but hating SuperCoach at the moment. Took your advice not picking English last week and cost me $25K. Thanks. I'm trading Bruce for English this week and Wits over Darcy, which suits my buy. I apologise, Frank. I really thought that was the right move. He'd missed 5 weeks. He's a big fella. Jordan Sweet was in the team. I never thought in my wildest dreams he'd score 160. But shit, yeah, you and me both, mate. I've been feeling the same. The last couple of weeks of SuperCoach have just had me just a bit, I don't know. It's just been pissing me off a little bit, to be honest. So I'm hoping. I think I've had 2 ranking drops. So it's time to head in the other direction, I think. So, but thanks for the comment, mate. I'll be hoping to hear from you soon, and hopefully we both bounce back a bit better. Corey, well done on beating me this week in our league. Yes, I saw. I know you mentioned last week that we were playing each other, so thanks, mate. I think it was relatively close, if I was looking at the right one. Trent, English, and Cleary in for Bruce and SDK. Oh, Cleary. Yeah, definitely English, but, I mean, Cleary didn't play last week, so he may not come into the side. He might be done. So I don't know when he'll be back in the team because he was dropped. So that might be something you consider going otherwise, but I like the structure of the trades. Gus says, good backline, Hewitt, Short, Sinclair, Crisp, Lloyd, and Perez. Yeah, looking good, mate. Definitely a good 5 there. Lockie, hey, Daddy, hope you've had a ripper day. This week I'll be trading Ward and Hayes for Darcy and Ware. What are your thoughts? That's good, mate. I don't think, Ward's definitely not quite been what we had hoped, was he? But, no, good options. I think, obviously, Ware has a bye this week, but I think he's a really good option. And Darcy, yeah, I'd be pouncing on him too. He's one of my favourites. Honestly, I think I'll be starting Darcy as my number 1 ruck next year, I reckon. NJD, thoughts on the mid-upgrade options after the buys? You reckon you could rank Parrish, Mills, Brayshaw, Kelly, Keys? Absolutely I can, mate. Let me just smash a little bit of water and rank those bad boys for you. Definitely Mills, number 1. Parrish, 2. I'm going to go Brayshaw 3. I know the form doesn't say it, but I still am going to back him in. Then I'll go Kelly. Then I'll go Keys. I think that's a bit rough on Keys, but I just think, I don't know what he scored last week, but I just feel like he's been lacking the ceiling, but been very consistent. Yeah, that's probably a fair statement. So that is how I would go with those ones, mate. Hopefully that helps you. Nate, Ware for SDK this week for me. Can't argue with that, mate. I think DeConning's been great. How good are those Dukes? Oh, gee, I was at the Cattery on the weekend. You don't pass him, boys. You do not get past DeConning. He's going to be an absolute star for a long time. Harry Scott, heard Cleary plays this week. Interesting. Well, if he does, that'd be very beneficial. NJD, does Heaney have to go before his bye? I reckon he does, mate. He has been very frustrating. Sydney seem to lack contested ball winners in that midfield sometimes. Throw the bastard in there. How many times do I have to say this? I'm telling you. Okay, we get it, John. He's a good competitor in the forward line, but why can't his split between mid and forward be more like Jordan De Goey? I just don't understand it. Anyway, yeah, get rid of him. Gus, good mid. Petrarca, Oliver, McRae, Cripps, Dustin, Martin, Miller, Hobbs. Yeah, coming along pretty well. I reckon, Dusty's been a bit out of touch. So, he's probably a guy that might be your F6 by the end of it. And obviously, Hobbs has a chance to be upgraded soon, but looking good. Steve, what's going on, mate? Yeah, I'm well. How are you? Hope you're going well. Keen for the Tinders. Yeah, look, I wonder if the teams give us anything saucy, might have a little story for you, but we'll see. We'll see. Corey, also, what do you think of Hayes for a rookie this week? For a ruckman, potentially. And then next week, go 3 trades and get Walsh, Parrish next week, potentially. Hayes for a rookie this week for a ruckman, potentially. Yeah, look, I think if you can get a ruckman this week, I think that's what you mean, definitely. If you can get Darcy or even English, and you can eventually swing him forward or swing him wherever the hell you want, depending on how you structure. And yes, getting in Walsh or Parrish soon, also a very good option. Mr. Happy Go Lucky Man says Bont or Basilenka. I lean towards Bailey Smith just because of the break-even situation. I think they're both really, really good options for our forward lines now, obviously. I just think it's purely a break-even decision. You could definitely try and get them both into your team by the time the year's out. But in the short term, I like Bailey Smith. Jonah the Vexer, one who annoys. Yeah, he was a bit cut up the other day, boys. He was like, oh gosh, they called me an ogre, they called me Shrek. He was sitting back, where was he sitting? Right about there, and he was getting pretty cut. But hopefully he's back tonight. Gus, good forward. He's got Dunkley, Brody, Parker, Taranto, English, and Roses. Yeah, you'd be hoping Taranto comes back, and then obviously you can upgrade Roses in due course, so that's fine. Wits and Gorn in the ruck. That's really fine. Nice. Placey. Hey, Shorty, thoughts on going Bruce, Heaney, McCartan to Darcy, English, and Cleary? Pretty happy with those upgrades. Then we'll do a final upgrade next week and get Walsh. Yeah, I really like it. Obviously, let's wait and see if Cleary comes back in the team. Otherwise, I really like your options. Darcy and English, they're the go-to guys this week. Absolutely, 100%. And it's getting to that stage where McCartan, DeConning, Gibcus, these guys, they've done their job, and we thank you. We thank you, boys. You've been fantastic. But it is a time where, they can go if you need them. If they need to go, that's fine. Jesse says, new headphones, Daddy, me likey. Me likey, hey? That's interesting turn of phrase. Nick, will Cleary be brought back in, or do we go Owens? I don't have a read on it. I'm not sure, mate. That's just obviously just one to wait for the Thursday night teams. Jacob Ware's probably a guy you can chuck into that conversation as well. Mason, hey, Shorty, hope you're well, mate. Going all right, mate. Thank you very much. Hope you're travelling nicely, having a good week, mate. Trades this week, either going Bruce, Short, Connor McDonald for Shrek, English, Owens. 20 on the field, or Heaney, Jason Horn, Francis, and Bruce for the same. Yeah, I'd probably look. I wouldn't be trading Short out if that's part of your trade plan. I wouldn't be doing that. But bringing English and the big fella, I like that, and that's good to have 20 on the field. So I don't mind that at all. But no, if Jaden Short's part of your trade out strategy, I wouldn't quite be going down that path. But otherwise, not too bad. Jesse, Daddy, I brought a cat yesterday. I'm so excited. I can't sleep. Any advice on how to get a decent shut-eye? Oh, you're a funny man, mate. Congratulations on the cat, mate. My sleep advice, just tuck yourself into bed, light a candle maybe. Obviously blow it out. Don't just let it simmer for about 10 minutes, get some aroma going. And just listen to a bit of music. Nothing crazy, just low key, mate. But I listen to some radio at night when I don't get to sleep sometimes. Or some might say you could just listen to some of the bullshit I talk all day, and that might put you to sleep as well, mate. So whatever floats your boat. Who we got here? Harry, English VC into Laird or Neil or Oliver. Liking the VC, I'd go with Oliver, mate. Oh, Langers is in the house. Hey, Daniel, 2,512 for me this week. No trades. Should have 20 playing and 17 at least next 2 weeks. Planned for buy as well, I think. Well played, my friend. I like it. Yeah, that was a good score the other week, and you do seem pretty well set up. I'm a bit nervous about the round 13 bye. I've planned relatively well. I must admit, Heaney's poor form and Taranto being a genuine asshole has thrown those plans a little bit awry. That's a little bit awry. Anyway, yes, thank you, Langus. Thank you, Jake. Thank you. Taj, Rich, a good option. I'm going to say no. I didn't think it was a great option to start the year. And one of my good mates, he barracks for the Lions. He's die hard. And he says that the genuine attacking role for Rich has gone a bit away from that and more so to Coleman. He thinks that Rich just isn't quite the dynamic rebounder he once was. Doesn't take as much responsibility down back. So it's a no for me, even though he's obviously at a decent price point. Daniel T says, is your old man jumping on the quiz again tonight? I don't know. I'll give him a text. Actually. That was wild when I called him last week. He's like, I was watching. I didn't realise you were actually going to call. I said, well, Jeff, if you can't log on quick enough, mate, then I'm going to fucking call you. Yeah, he came sixth last week, which was pretty impressive, actually. It was good stuff. Craig, g'day, Shorty. Can you name 5 must-have players that you don't currently have? Yeah, absolutely. Let me get my side up. I can name 2 off the bat. Tim English and Sean Darcy. There's 2. I'd say Bontempelli and Bailey Smith. I reckon would be 3 and 4. And I think down back, probably a Sicily or a Sinclair. I'm pretty happy with my midfield. I know it's, it didn't quite fire how I would like with Petrarca last week. It's hard to say a 5th one that readily comes to mind, but they are probably a few guys that I reckon. Yeah, they're probably definitely a few guys. I do think some of those gun midfield dogs in the forward line are really must-have players. Leroy, thoughts on Louis Hodder bagging 5 snags on the weekend as well as baiting an opposition player into actions which are rumoured to have led to a 1-week suspension? He's a dangerous man, Al Hodder, so I'd back that in, mate. Yeah, maybe even 6 snags, to be honest. D-Mac, bit late tonight. Shattered to miss 20 whole minutes of the short. No worries, mate. It's good to have you back. Causing some mischief, as always, I'm sure. So I'm not surprised he's running a bit late. Probably running a little Tinder date there. But good to have you on board. Simo, Gus, hey, likes Ben. That's a pretty bold accusation, but that's fine, mate. It's fine. Shorty doesn't judge. It's totally cool. The Shelby Bean. Hey, Shorty, I'm thinking of doing Dacos, Bruce, and Heaney for Sinclair, English, and Ware/Owens. However, I'll have 10 trades with 4 upgrades left to do. Is this worth it? Let me digest that one. Look, honestly, I really like the trades. I really do. I would do them. You're probably running a little bit fine on the trade game, I must admit, because then you're probably going to have a fully upgraded team with 2 or 3 trades to go. So you potentially cut it fine, but it's not a disaster. So they are good trades to do. I would do them. And hopefully, things can still work out nicely from an overall point of view. Wayne, keep English all this time. Glad I did. But I have a couple I need to march in. Heaney, Hinge, and Dixon. Who would you go, or who would you get rid of, and who would you replace them with? 84K in the bank. Thanks for jumping on board, Wayno. I appreciate the question, mate. And great stuff with English. I'll tell you what, your patience was tested, but it was rewarded fully, wasn't it? That's awesome. I think with 84K in the bank, I would, if you don't have Sean Darcy, I'd try and prioritise him. Otherwise, I would probably downgrade Dixon to Jeffrey, or if that doesn't float your boat, Hinge to Ware, or if Cleary plays, or whichever rookie floats your boat. And then I'd upgrade Heaney to probably Bailey Smith or Bontempelli either one of those dogs, whichever sort of takes your fancy. But that's a general idea of how I'd go there, mate. So hopefully that helps you. Ethan, better get a bloody Tinder story. Also, should I go Heaney and Canelio out for 2 primos? Yes, I would do that. Canelio is obviously still going to get a nice little boost off the back of that 140 or 150 it was the other week. So, but I do think long term those 2 guys should be upgraded. So whether that's to a couple of those Bulldogs I've mentioned, chucking a third Bulldog, Timmy English. So I think that's not a bad way of going about it there, mate. Andy T, Shorty, how are you, mate? I'm good. How are you travelling, mate? Thanks for jumping on board and getting involved. Who would you rank 1, 2, and 3 out of Kelly, Mills, and Parrish? Good luck with the buyers, bud. Thanks, mate. I might need it. I'd rank that Mills, Parrish, and then Kelly. It's a really tough one to go through, but I still think Mills, I know he played a bit more backline, but I still think he's probably more in your 120 mark. Parrish is just a rung below. And Kelly at his best, I think is 115, but I just can't trust him as much as the other guys. So hopefully that helps you make a bit of a decision. Honey Pig's back. Cheers, my friend. Appreciate it. No worries, mate. Thanks for jumping on board. Thanks for everybody who's jumped on board too, guys. Always appreciate you guys getting around it and have a bit of a chat. So particularly at this stage of the season, you know, the buys really test people. I've been doing this channel for 5, 6 years. And this is the stage where people's interest in both the SuperCoach and the channel naturally drops off a little bit. So, which is totally fine because it goes bonkers well before the footy season's even started. So, no, it's great to have you guys along. I always look forward to taking your questions. Theo, would you get Sicily or Sinclair this week, man? I with Sicily, 19, Sinclair, 18. Love the channel, dude. Nah, thanks, mate. I always appreciate your kind words. I would go Sinclair just from a financial point of view. It's a real tough one. I do think that 70 or 80K is important to keep, and that's the way I'd go. I had a question on. I might even write that down. Sinclair versus Sicily is a bit of a talking point. Because it's good to just, sometimes I forget these ones. When I go to do the preview, I'm like, what were some of the main ones we talked about? So it's good to just jot it down. Get the sense from the people, what y'all thinking out there. Who was that 4th one? Mills. Kill. D-Mac says, risky to wait until after the buys to get English in. Suits the rest of my team better to do so. I think it is a tad risky. If it really suits your team far better, then okay, I get that. But I think you're probably going to pay an extra 40 or 60K. So maybe more, to be honest. So, look, I'd try. My message this week is if you can get him in, get him in. This chick on Hinge did a little 2 truths, 1 lie. My cousin plays football for the Geelong Cats. I have 4 cats. I have no tattoos. I can't see any tattoos on you, mate. So we'll reply to that one later, but give me some feedback. What do you reckon the lie is? 2 truths, 1 lie. My cousin plays football for the Cats. That's a very specific thing. I'm saying my opener was, which player are you related to with the eyes? So I think that's a truth. I'm going to say the lie is no tattoos. I reckon she's got some tattoos going on somewhere. But anyway, get back to that later. Where was I? Harry Scott, who's your top 8 end of year? Yeah, it's real boring. I did this the other day on the podcast that we do, AFL Unlimited, if you haven't checked that out already. I don't think the 8 will change. I know that's very boring, and I don't think it'll be boring. Like, I think there'll be times where it fluctuates a little bit, times where we think someone's going to drop out. But I do think when it's all said and done, the way the 8 is right now is how I see it. And the positions we're in that might change as well. But, yeah, I don't think it's going to change. The only one I felt might come in is Richmond. Plycuda, when will we see the return of Shorty's multis? I love losing money. Oh, and while we're on the topic, any chance of a refund for the old Patreon? Oh, the Patreon, mate. Yeah, look, Shorty tried something back in the day. It didn't quite work. Some people got around it. Hopefully, you didn't spend too much money on the Patreon, mate. I've had some generous donations over the journey, and I do genuinely really appreciate it. But, and what was the other thing you said? Oh, the multis. Yeah, look, I don't do the multis as much because I don't really. I love a multi. It might be a TikTok thing that I do. I don't. The feedback didn't seem great for the multis. I don't know, but maybe there were more people who were interested in it than I thought. Simo, what backman should I get with around 470k? Let me have a little look there for you, mate. Depending on the urgency, I think under 470, was it? Look, depending on the urgency, you could get Scotty Pendlebury once he drops a bit. But we're really getting pretty shallow down there. There's really not. I mean, Luke Ryan's the only one that I could see that I'd have a genuine amount of confidence in that sort of price. Again, depending how desperate you are, Aaron Hall will be back probably in a few weeks. Like, he'll be at a really nice price to potentially be your D6. Oh yeah, Houston is going bloody well. You know, can you potentially wait for that? Alex Witherden, I think, is coming into a nice price range, but not quite that low. So Luke Ryan is the only guy I could say with any sort of confidence, mate, and it's not much. Zach says, is Luke McDonald worth it? Where's old mate Lukey McDonald? My gut feel is no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's 474, 130. Oh, I wouldn't say so. I think he's good. I don't think he's quite in the realms that we wanted to be bringing him in. Brandon, thoughts, data. Thoughts on what, man? Go on, give me a question. My general thoughts. Can't wait for the weekend, I'll tell you that much. Bloody keen for that. Get a little saucy. HNT, Grundy could be back round 15, 16. That's what we like. Is it a bit late to trade in Darcy Cameron? On that basis, yes. I've always said this with Cameron. If you think he's going to be a premium, which he's actually proven to be, then good on you and credit to you. But Grundy will return and it will change his role dramatically. So potentially Grundy returns a little quicker, which is crucial for one of my draft teams. That's why I want him back. So, but to answer your question, yes, too late if that is your case. Matt, trade out Dusty? Oh, nah, I wouldn't trade him out, mate. I think a lot of you have probably recently bought him in. He has been a bit slow, hasn't he? He's not quite. I thought he really would be building into his year, but he's sort of plateaued a touch. So, look, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say hold. But, yeah, he just needs to pick up a bit of form. Leroy says, also, guess who brought Big Tommy Stewart in for this week? 173. How good's that? That's a lovely feeling. Nothing better bringing a premium in, and they absolutely fire. Jason Beck, what are you drinking if Taranto misses next week? Yeah, true, mate. Some heavy stuff, mate. No, Taranto's probably getting the boot. I reckon I'm trading him. I've cut the cord already. Taj says, when's the quiz? I'd say probably tick after 9:30. I reckon, I'll probably give the code out around then, and by the time we do it, it's probably 9:45 or something like that. Daniel T, Bont or Basilenka after the bye. Can only get one for now as I'm getting English. I'd probably, so my short term is Bailey Smith, just because of the break even. But if you're not going after the bye, or if you can't go immediately, I'd probably go Bontempelli. But look, I really do think they'll both be great options. In that instance, after the bye, I'd go Bontempelli because they'll probably be similar price. Will says, when's the quiz start? Probably 9:45, but we'll throw the code a touch after 9:30, I reckon. Theo, if you had to trade two out of Tommy Green, Boak, or Heaney, which two? Heaney would definitely be one. And Probably Tom Green. I know that's maybe a bit harsh, but I'd probably pick those two. Nick, g'day, Shorty, big fan. Does Nat 5 come straight in? Also, do we trade him in for 550k? Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Love to have you on board and getting involved. I reckon he does. I think he'll come back in. I don't reckon Fifey plays waffle footy much, but there has been a bit of talk about it. I wouldn't be bringing him in. We definitely need to see a bit of form from him. So he's probably one that, if he starts going all right, maybe, but I wouldn't rush to bring him in. We definitely got to see what he's doing. Carl, the Tindosaurus Rex and apex predator of the fantasy space, is back in business and business is booming. Oh, Carl, mate, I saw your comment today, gave me a chuckle. I love your work. He goes on to say, would you go Darcy or English this week and swing him down later? Going Darcy, much by friendlier, round 13. I'd be 18 or 19 with Darcy, 17 or 18 with English, assuming where Owens and Zachy Merritt are in. Oh, Carl, I love it. In this instance, if you can't get them both in, I would simply put this down to a buy preference, which you have done there. So I don't think I could split them. I think they're both must-haves, both really low break-evens. So I'd split them on the buys. I'm going to be back in 1 second. I don't think the heater is on in my room. Shorty's getting cold, so let me just switch it on. I'll be back. No, it wasn't on in the rooms. We got one of those heaters where you can have it on in the common area, but you can switch the bedrooms on or off. So, yes, consider it done. I think I skipped a couple there. Corey, I meant I can get both Walsh Parish next week, as I'll have 500k in the bank next week already. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully I answered that one for you all right. I can't quite remember exactly what it was, but if you want, hopefully I answered that correctly. If not, I might be able to get to it later. Ben W, g'day, Shorty. How are you? I'm good, mate. How are you tracking? Thanks for joining in, getting involved. Good to see you. GRB Aquatics, Martin to English. Look, I don't think this is where it's tough. I think English is a must-have, but I also think that Dustin Martin is worth keeping. So maybe you've got a Heaney. I'd be doing that to English if you can. But, it's hard to ignore English as a prospect. Jason, what about 3 downgrades to cash up? I mean, look, it all depends if you want to cop a bit of a short-term pain, because you would obviously lose a bit of scoring potential. I don't think there's 3 cash cows that are crucial to bring into the team. So I don't think you need to do 3. But, yeah, get a couple, upgrade in there as well. Ryan, hey, Shorty, thinking of Bruce, McCartan and Heaney to English, Ware, Gawn or Darcy. Thoughts before or after Dogs, Swans bye? Yeah, nice, mate. I like the look of that. I'd go probably Darcy, mate. I know Gawn and Darcy are both great options, but I really do think they're good trades, mate. I think pulling the trigger on particularly Heaney, McCartan's done a great job for us. Bruce, who knows when he'll be back, and he's got the bye anyway. So I like that. Before or after the bye, I'd try and do English this week, mate. And same said for Darcy. Their price is on a significant move after this week, just with a couple of massive weeks they've had. So I'd try and get them in as soon as you can. Carl, Chewbacca pumping out an absolute Wookiee score on the weekend, Shorty. I'll see myself out. Track should have put the feet up. We'd have gotten Greg the stop sign score. Yeah, Track wouldn't have had to shed coin. Yeah, so true. I was thinking that when I heard he was a bit sick, a bit under the weather, I thought, Christian, just chill out, mate. Just bloody have a week off, mate. I wouldn't get angry at you. You wouldn't lose price. Come back in, start dominating. But nah, not to be. Matt, Tom Green or Dusty? If that's I would preference Martin. I'm not sure whether that's a trade or get question, but probably trade. In that case, I would trade Green, if any of that made sense. Brandon says, "Hey, Daddy, any advice on how to drink so much water overnight and not wet the bed? My real daddy's sick of cleaning sheets. Help me, Daddy." Just a basic process of going to the bathroom, mate. It's not exactly groundbreaking, but as you can see, I drink about a bottle of the good stuff pretty much over a live session. And I've only wet the bed a couple of times last week, so not a bad strike rate. Oscar, hey, Shorty XO, what's going on, mate? It's a little bit cute. How are you? Matt, is it worth completing my forwards and defenders this week by trading Steele, still got Steele, Hinge, and Thompson to get English, Stewart, and Ware? But this will give me 19 players this week. Yeah, I don't see any worries with that, mate. If that's in reference to Rory Thompson, he's out, I believe, for a bit of a period of time. But definitely bringing in English and Stewart, great options. Ben Dubs, Zorko, worth it once he's close to 400K. Probably, yeah, when he does dip down there. He's probably like an example of a really easy upgrade, potentially someone on your bench. Like he might be someone that's a M9 or an F7. So not really sure what happened on the weekend, but that was a stinker. Carl, quiz has been infiltrated, Shorty. There's no way that's actually your nutsack. Holy shit. Gus, Oscar, g'day, mate. They just have a little bit of a chat there, bro. Jesse, Dada, I had a bath yesterday. Oh, shit, what's going on here? My sister came in the bathroom. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Oh, you come up with some random shit, mate, but I love it. So, Ben, thoughts on Carl Warner contract extension? Who is that, man? Who is that? Gus and Oscar are just having a wild time here. Shorty, drop the OnlyFans, says Oscar. Things are getting crazy here from the lads. Oh, also, what are your thoughts on a subscriber goal kicking on Queen's birthday? Queen's birthday is a Monday, June 13. So it'll be in Geelong. I know there's a lot of people in Melbourne that want it, but this one will be in Geelong. I will do a Melbourne one probably towards the end of the year. But, yeah. Give me your thoughts. We got, if you want to give me a thumbs up, let us know. I'm leaning towards doing that, but obviously it would be great if there were just a few that were like, yeah, absolutely, I can get there. So see how we go. White Shadow, thoughts on McDonald for Tom Green? I'm not sure Tommy Green's a trade-in just yet. I just want to see a bit of a return to form. So I'd probably prefer someone like a Zach Merritt or, Trav Boak potentially. I know there's Boak's been out of form too, but Tommy Green, young mid, big breakout, but could he potentially just be slowing up a touch? So I wouldn't rush to him. Jonas, Rory Thompson, injury update is 3 weeks with the buys, not worth wasting a trade. Aaron Hall not available until after the buy. Yeah, spot on with Thompson. I mentioned that one before. And I think Aaron Hall, that's really interesting because not only do we need him to return, but he probably will drop in price for a week or two after that. So, yeah, interesting. Tommy Mitchell as well. James says Tom Mitchell or Trav Boak for next week's trades. I lean towards Tommy Mitchell there, mate. Oscar and Gus just having a real good time here. James says, where's the TAFE girl? You missed my question. Oh, no, mate. Did I? Gosh, when did I miss you? I'm normally pretty good. But anyway, send it through again. I apologise if I did. The TAFE girl, she's out at the moment. We made dinner together. It was a bit cute. And then I think she's just gone to Kmart or something. So she might drop in later. D-Mac, a ruck forward player in the mid-season draft would be handy. Harley Balls. Look like a chance. Yes, look, that would be handy, mate. That would be definitely handy for a little bit of dual position action. Gus and Oscar. Dangerous combination. Nick, Sicily or Stewart? Where's Stewie priced at? Look, I would go Stewart. I still think he's the number one defender once the year's all said and done. and he's about 17k cheaper. So I'll go Stewart there, mate. Frag, you are one spicy man, Shorty. Hope you're well, baby. Oh, mate, that's two of us. You're a spicy operator. And, yeah, I'm going all right, mate. I hope you're well, too. Oh, Gussie boy, Oscar. Cameron, Shorty, mate, I missed you like you wouldn't believe. Oh, the feeling's mutual, mate. Where you been, brother? But he's back in town. We love it. Cameron says, what are your thoughts on Danger Man at 430k when he comes back from the bye versus West Coast Richmond North? It's not a bad call. I will say, as a Cats man, I'm just a smidgen concerned about Dangerfield and these calf injuries, being an old bloke, losing a little bit of explosion as well. I'd say wait and see, but I'd need to see him to bounce back to a bit of form before I got a bit of confidence in that. I'd almost prefer, I know he'll be cheaper, Danger, but almost someone like Travis Boak. Yeah, but I'm just a smidgen worried about Dangerfield. Carl, Sicily killing us non-owners, Shorty. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Just racking up nothing touches like he's going out of style. Tell me it's going to be all right, Shorty. Make the bad man stop. Carl, it's going to be all right, mate. It's going to be all right. And if it's not, well, we'll suffer together, my friend. We really will. But I'll tell you what, he is killing us. He's killing us. I saw his possessions and I thought, oh, okay, he's finally slowed up and chilled out a bit. Then he must have been the most effective prick in the world. Intercepts all over this place. So, yeah, he's killing us, mate. Max, Shorty, when's the Cater McDonald collab? Oh, that would be amazing. I might message you, mate. I kind of feel a bit awkward because I don't want to, like, leech off him. Like, I know Cater. Like, I'll run into him every now and then. Saw him at the shops a while back. Like, we know each other. Not like we're not best buddies or anything, but he went to, I reckon we went to primary school together way back. I feel a bit weird about, like, because he's way up here with the subs. And, I don't want to, like, leech off him. I don't want to feel like that. But I would love that. I would love that. Also, in the works of teeing something up with SuperCoach George. I've been looking to do that for 3 or 4 weeks, but he was busy for a couple. So it's about time I'll probably message him again. But I like the idea, Max. Theo, Proust to go on next week, possibly with 73k, or do you think Proust will come back? Now, I'd make that trade, mate. Whether it's Gorn or Darcy, I'd be doing that. I don't think there's any guarantees that Proust comes back. I mean, he might not, but he was named emergency, so he's not out because of his body anymore. So that's a bit of a worry. Oscar's just having the time of his life. Surely got 500k in the bank. Should I get the elite Jacob Wiedering? Heard he's in good condition. I mean, Oscar's just taking the absolute piss tonight, but hey, we love it. That's what we like. You come for the SuperCoach and you stay for the banter. Matty Robinson, thoughts on Paddy McCartan and or Harris Andrew for a stream in draft this week? Yeah, rightio. I mean, I prefer Harris Andrews, but those are often the crucial ones that you need in SuperCoach draft, those little juicy nuggets. So McCartan's been scoring way better than I anticipated, I must admit. Gus, did you just come out of the oven because you're hot? Gus, that's smooth, mate. Save that for the ladies, my friend, because that's just some smooth stuff, man. Brandon, my question is there. Leaves me with 2 primos to finish, but only 9 trades. Brandon, it's not coming through, mate. It's not coming through, man. Gus, Oscar, I think Shorty said earlier in the video to get Bobby Hill. Jason Tatum. Yeah, I think one of the fellas that tapes right in the basketball, so been getting a little bit around that. Charlie or Carly? Oscar, who did you lose to in SuperCoach earlier this year? Oh, boy. It's getting a little personal now. Gus, I would never leave you, man. I'd never do that. Ross, give an EPC review. They'll make a charge to the finals. Should we load up Merritt, Parrish, and no one else? Don't mind Zachy Merritt. I think he's at a nice price, tell you. Brandon says, or I can just do Hayes, Durden for Owens and Gorn, but me wanty Shrekky. No, I would agree, mate. I'd do what you can. Oh, Brandon, I'm telling you, it's not coming through, man. But all I can say, Brandon, my friend, is get in Sean Darcy. I strongly recommend it. Xavier, I've got 400k. I reckon I'm going to get Draymond Green in the team. Gus. Benny W, I've got 7 primos left with 9 trades. Might need to stick with a few guys like Cogs and SDK McCartan for the long haul. Oh, boy, you've burnt some trades, my friend. But, hey, we'll stick it out. Things are okay. Hold fire. And we'll hopefully get you through. Daniel, thoughts on Johnny Butcher for pod? The old Butcher, hey? He was a reckless unit. Carly says, Storty, thoughts on Matt Owies? Old mate Owies, yes. Maybe not for our SuperCoach game, but not a bad little forward. Not a bad little forward. Wayne, okay, Shorty, my trades are done. Hinge to Cleary on the bench, then Heaney to Jeffrey and Dixon to Darcy. Ended up with 190 in the bank. I like it. I like that, mate. That's good stuff. Michael, hey, Shorty, thoughts on Heaney to Luke McDonald to cover my middle buy, and then points on field cash grab and up to English after the buy. Oh, I get what you mean with the buy structure stuff, but could you go Heaney to English this week? I'm not in love with the Luke McDonald pick, I must admit. And the Timmy English train is going north pretty quick with the cash. So, obviously, I like the thought you've put into it. So, I'm not smashing it out of the park. But if you can get English in ASAP and not throw out your plans otherwise, I would recommend that. Jap is in the house. What's going on, mate? Hey, Shorty, how's it going? I'm going all right after my 2 trade-ins. Big Nank and Sinclair, good stuff. Holding them this week, and then got Walsh next and trade out Paddy and Hinge. I love it, mate. I like that. You're a brave man going Nank, I tell you. I might reply to this girl on Hinge, eh? None of you gave me any thoughts on what the 2 truths, 1 lie was, unless I've taken that long to get back to them. I'm going to try and find out. Give her the eyes there. Well, I'm saying the lie is that you have no tattoos. Done. And now we play the waiting game. Jacob, thoughts on Jed Anderson? Nah, not a massive fan, mate. Not a massive fan. I know he was great last week, and he has some potential in that role, but nah, it's a no from me. I just don't really understand him as a selection. So he's priced at 400k, and his last 2 weeks have been okay, 87 and 144. But aside from 2020, he's never delivered premium numbers, and his body's an issue. And he's at 400k, it doesn't represent much value for me. I'll tell you one thing, Jed Anderson isn't going to be a premium. He's not going to be a keeper with some of the guys that are coming to the forward line from the doggies. So I just don't think his selection has a function for our side. So it's a no from me, but he could be a sneaky little draft option if you can pick him up. Carly Shorty, are you from Tennessee? Because he only 10 IC. Yes, it's not bad, mate. I don't know who's smoother, you or Gus. It's hard to say, but Daniel T is getting Parrish worth 100k more price tag over Zachy Merritt if I don't need to go for value. We'll have finished the team, 8 trades with Parrish, but I want Zerrett, could upgrade Cogs to Baz later. Yeah, I definitely like the latter part of that. If value isn't a concern for you, then I would say Parrish is a better option than Zach Merritt. Yeah, I would. But having said that, I think Zach Merritt, averages sort of 110 for the rest of the year. I do think he's really consistent option. I know he hasn't been as much in the centre bounce over the last few weeks. I know he was back in there a little bit more on the weekend, but so I think I'd preference Parrish. Mitchell, is this how you are dominating the league, Dan? Dan Tremper. He's been dominating the quizzes too. Simo, do I get Luke Ryan or do some moves and get Butters in the forward line or 400k mid. I probably wouldn't rush to get Luke Ryan, to be honest, mate. He's been really inconsistent this year. Zach Butters does seem to be back in some good form. But again, it's not like he's a must-have. So of all the things you mentioned there, I would say Butters would be the option I would go. I don't think there's any great mids at 400k. But I couldn't sit here and say I love Butters or Ryan. I've still got Butters, so I'm holding faith. But in terms of trading him in, I'm not as sure. Unless money's a real sort of issue, that might be the only time where, you got to try and find some value. Jonas says, Shorty downhill skier Dusty Martin has turned up 5 out of his last 19 games. Stop recommending him. Fair enough. Look, I'm not recommending him. So I wouldn't say, guys, bring in Dustin Martin. But if you've got him in your team, I wouldn't say trade him out. Because like we're saying, trades are starting to get valuable now. So I'm just saying he might just end up being your F7 or something like that, M8. But yeah, definitely not recommending him coming into your team. But we were optimistic about him a few weeks back. Things definitely change. Mitchell, I just traded Smith from Melbourne, Nick Martin, and bought in Owens and Sicily. Nice. Sicily just been dominating. Jacobs joined in with a bit of loose stuff. I like that. Joe, was there a good turnout of the goal kicking video? Now, Joe loves to take the piss here, and he knows what he's doing. I'm telling you, Joe, you get yourself down the next goal kicking video, and I'll tear you apart, mate. I'll tear you apart. Jonas, have the goal kicking in Melbourne before a game you are going to. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's just tricky with, I suppose I could drive. I mean, the real question is, where do I do it in Melbourne? I've got no idea. So if you want to recommend like a neutral, central, available kind of ground, then I'm all ears. Because, again, I don't think it'll be for Queen's birthday. But, yes, it could be something like that in the future. Corey, I can't get there for the goal kicking. It's too far away. Also going away this weekend or that weekend. That's all right, mate. Thanks for letting me know. Have a nice little weekend away. Sounds like a bit of fun. Theo, Parrish or Walsh? I'd go Parrish here, mate. Both great options, But I would slightly give the edge to Darcy. Alex, hello, puppy. Tell this silly chick from TAFE to leave my man alone. I'll pass that on, mate. I'll pass that on. You guys crack me up. Lachlan, thoughts on that was close. Frag, trip to Lawn soon, Shorty. Get on some of that Great Ocean Holy shit, mate. I think I'm going to go down there Friday, to be honest. Trying to get a little bit of study done after TAFE during the week. Just to open up your Friday and just might bring the Sharon down, have a bit of a kick. Taj, Darcy or Gawn? I'd go Darcy, mate. Both great options, but I had to choose. I'd go Darcy. Mooney, Walsh, Dunks, Stewart and Sicily all last week was beautiful. Yeah, how good was that? I had 2 of them, but sounds like you had a real nice week. Carly, Shorty, should I get in Sam Fisher? Boy. No, I would not recommend that. I do feel for Sam, I must admit. I mean, he's done the wrong thing, obviously, but yeah, it's crazy how life can just get away from you. Joe, love to nibble on your juicy nuggets. Been a while since someone's told me that. It really has. Xavier, how's it going, Shorty? Thoughts on these moves this week? Proust to Gawn. Then next week, I'll go McComb, Soligo, and 2 others using my final boost and bring in 2 out of 3 primos next week. Looks pretty good to me, mate. I'd say go Darcy, but look, Gawn's also a great option as well. And I think you're nicely set up there. It sounds as if you're getting pretty close to finishing off that side. So good stuff. Oscar's back. Here's some trouble. Shorty, thoughts on competitive chess? I've got a really good SuperCoach going for it. Well, mate, if you want a chess game, if you need a confidence booster, I'm your guy. Chess, not exactly Shorty's go, mate. Holy shit, Xavier. Whoa. Jackson, honestly, people should just accept their loss on round 13 and set up their team for round 14 and beyond. Well, potentially, mate, but if you can get an advantage through round 13, it could be massive. If you can have a good round 13, you're going to reap some massive rewards. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, but there is an opportunity. If you're into the overall ranking, there is a great opportunity to really move up. Xavier says, thoughts on players as potential helpers during the bye, then used as D7, F7. Maynard, about 400k. Jed Anderson, 400k. Not so much, mate. I'm not as keen on that. I know they'd help through the buys and stuff with their price, but I think once we exit the buys, I don't think they've got too much relevance. So unless you're, floating in trades and just swimming in them, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But probably more of a short-term fix. Oscar, Xavier Grant, thoughts on a threesome? Holy shit. Carl, Jed Anderson and Shorty, saucy short-term play. Look, it is exactly that. It is a short-term play. If you have a lot of trades and you can afford to do something like that, because put it this way, in a month, I don't think Jed Anderson's a good option. So if you need it to get you through the buys, okay, there's merit in that, but I wouldn't be recommending it. I'm just going to jot Anderson down as part of my guys to mention later in the week. Who's having a saucy little drink this weekend? Tell you what, I got nowhere to go. So could be a week off for Shorty. I don't know. Shit, Xavier's down. That's saucy as fuck. Cameron, Shorty, I consider Tom Mitchell. This is interesting. I consider Tom Mitchell like a chick on a night out. She's pretty fit, but has a group of her friends protecting her, much like Sam Mitchell seems to protect Titch from the CBAs. What do you think? Yes, well aware of that concept. And I agree. Tommy Mitchell's just probably being squeezed out a smidgen, trying to preference some of that youth, but still a pretty solid option. He's such a ball magnet. Lachlan, thoughts on going Heaney, Durden, and Proust to English, Darcy, and Owens? Sets me up for Merritt, Ware, and a Ford Ruck DPP. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I mean, I've been saying all video, English and Darcy are two guys I'm bringing in. So I like that you're doing that, mate. I think that's good stuff. The Nine's in the house. Hey, when's the quiz start, Quizmaster? Yeah, look, we'll be taking, probably getting people involved in about 20 minutes. And then, yeah, we probably start in 25 or 30. So thanks for everyone who's tuned in too. Really appreciate it. And I do appreciate all your support all year too. This has been the biggest growth we've had in the channel for quite a number of years. So it's been awesome. Alex, I just beat my bench press PR of 20 kilos. Holy shit. That's all right, mate. We all start somewhere, big dog. But, yeah, come and get in the gym with Shorty. I did a bit of chest yesterday. Oh, Jesus. Had to widen the door frames after I did shoulders the other day. It was absolutely wild. Cameron says, just to confirm, I wasn't calling Titch fit, Shorty, even though that might be the way you swing. Nah, Shorty doesn't swing that way. Apologies to Gus out there. But, no. Tommy Mitchell, he's lost the feathers on top a long time ago, and that's Shorty's greatest fear. Going bald. It really is. Sean, Shortbread, I absolutely love your work, fam. Hey, I did have one question. Who would you value higher to get in this week? Shrek or Need Boy English? If by structure was no issue. Nerd Boy. Thanks, mate. Appreciate all the support. Love hearing from you. I would, if I had to, I would preference English. But it's really, really tough. It's a really tough one. I just think his dual position element maybe just gives him the edge to cover your rucks if you needed that at some stage. Matt, who has better job security, Ware or Owens? I'd have to say Ware, but it's really, really hard. It's really hard to say because honestly, I don't know stacks about Owens, so I'm only judging on the small bit I researched about Jacob Ware the other day. So could only judge it off that. So sorry, mate. I probably would need to do a little bit more research on that one. That's probably all I can give you there. But thank you for the question. The pod's in the house. Hey, Shorty, how you going? Do not accept the round 13 loss. Done deal, mate. I'm good, man. How are you? Hopefully see you in the quiz. JT, Shorty, who is the best low-value ruck forward to bring in as bench emergency? I probably wouldn't. Probably Jack Williams, mate. Ruck forward, not going to play. But the best way to cover your bench, right, I reckon on the field you should have 2 of Witts, Darcy or Gawn, and then have a dual position player on your ruck 3 on the bench. And then if one of those guys on your field goes down, we should be able to switch in Timmy English. So I think that's your best way of covering that sort of stuff. The 9 says, come hit the slops. Bide, is it worth cooking the buys to get English in this week? I honestly think it is. I know it's frustrating, but I do think he's a must bring in this week. Harry, who's on your pod radar? I reckon there's a bit of a point of difference. It's a tough one. Probably, I do think Aaron Hall will be a really saucy pick later in the year. I really do. Damien's just having a bit of a laugh at that. Corey, I can't afford to get English back in again as next round have round 14. Did you win? Fuck it out. Whoa, chill the fuck out, bro. Not tonight, man. Did you win? You didn't win. No. The boys had a bit of a trivia night tonight, and they went down in a tiebreaker.
Won rounds 1, 3, and 4.
Wow. How many? It's not about the viewers, mate. How many rounds were there?
4.
Oh, what?
We tied the second round, third round, won the fourth and first, and lost the second.
Shit. That's rough. Did you hold the team together? You? Were you the backbone? Yeah. Any of you boys doing the quiz or what?
No, I don't do things that
15, 20 minutes? Mate, I wouldn't offer anything.
All alone.
And I have a commitment to my YouTube boys.
You left me all alone.
Fair enough, Corey. If you can't afford him, then that's about it.
Hey, Shorty, why you got a knife in your room?
Don't ask questions, man.
Who's
Hey, if you're going to fuck with me, get the fuck... No, don't. I don't want it to be a thing. It's not a thing. No. Because if it's that, then that is what it wants. So no.
Address it, bro.
Do not. No. Do not talk about it. Because just like a fire, you blanket it and it dies.
Shorty's actually scared of it.
Genuinely. We don't talk about that.
Whoever it is,
you know what you're doing.
I'll fucking kill you.
Whoa.
And that's why I've got a knife in my bedroom. Because I'm a freak.
I didn't say that, Davey Lowe.
Dave Lowe. Big Dave, if you're out there, mate, come play some tennis, brother. Sorry, the boys I heard them come back from the trivia night. They're awfully disappointed, the lads. Corey, if you can't get English in, then I understand. Obviously plan for it when you can because he's crucial, I think. But Simo trading out Doherty. I don't think so, unless he's injured. I haven't heard much on that. I'm guessing he maybe had a down round. But no, he's definitely been as consistent as ever. James, Shorty, after seeing your goal kicking challenge, I think less focus on the upper body and more focus on the legs. Yes. That is feedback I have had before. And look, full disclosure, I do preference the upper body. There's no doubt about that. My legs are that of a chicken, but maybe I need to start them squats going, get a bit more on those quads and those calves, hey, mate. Chappie, Simo, no way unless you're full premium and haven't got Heaney and a few trades up your sleeves. Very good point. Leroy Pod, how you doing? Taj says Fife playing waffle. That would be wild, wouldn't it? Fife passed it anyway. Sean, he's in the house. Hey, short man, please. I have one strange request, but a request nonetheless. Please give me your best old school Lube-mobile ad impression. You really want that, do you? That's 13-32. There you go, mate. That's what you get on Shorty SuperCoach, mate. You get the random shit. Why you wanted me to say that? I have no idea, brother. But that was as good as I've got. Mitchell, considering going from Gorn to English, thoughts? No, I wouldn't. Look, as much as we should get English in, I wouldn't be doing that desperate. I wouldn't trade out Gorn for him. Pod says surely Langus makes an appearance. I don't live with him, unfortunately. Just the other boys. Your VC and C. I think probably English and then probably into Oliver. I think so. Leroy, he reckons Langers over Joda. Jonah says Shorty smashed Jonah's stash. Wayne, Shorty looking ahead to next week with 190 in the bank. He said I should smash his stash, bro.
Who said it?
Jonas.
Hey guys, what do you think of Jonah's looks at the moment? Do you guys think he's looking good?
Rate out of 10.
Rate Jonah out of 10 and give comments.
Yeah, comments and feedback on him. Wayne, looking ahead, 190k in the bank, thinking Zorko out, gives him 687, bringing Stewart. Rucks over Witts, Darcy and Hayes with English and Fordline. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, mate. I think
Nothing wrong with that, man.
yeah, nothing wrong with that. Stewart's a must-have, so I'd be planning on doing that as well, mate.
Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Oscar says Shorty Patrick Marnie is
Oscar,
a steal.
Oscar, shout out to Oscar.
Oscar's been getting around it, mate. He's been wild tonight. That's what we like to see. Simo says trade in Tim Kelly. No, Simo, no. I wouldn't get carried away with his 38 on the weekend. He was good, but I wouldn't. Is Johnny Noble an option? Come on, Pod. You're killing me, man. Sean says, love your work, Mr. Short. I was stalking your Facebook and noticed you're friends with Jacob Trainer. I went to school with him. Not sure why I'm saying this anyway, but, mate, the sun shine on you. Oh, thanks, mate. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I played footy with Jacob probably only for like half a year. And I think he was a journalist at the Colac Herald. So I was a journalist for a bit, so I had the odd chat with him about that too. So he seemed like a nice fella. You a Colac lad as well, I'm guessing, Sean? Or did he go to school in Geelong? I don't even know. But shout out to you both, mate. Dylan, any of your housemates worthy as a guest speaker on the channel? Barely, mate. They are pure comedic value, I would say. Jacob, good to get Libber in while he's cheap. Yeah, got nothing wrong with that. The only thing I'd say, I wouldn't chuck too many Bulldogs into the side because, as we know, I know English, he's a different beast, Timmy English, with the way he's going, but just bear in mind that buy structure. Will's going Neil for Oliver. Sorry, I'll go Oliver, mate. I'll go Oliver. Chappie, it's all good. I've got it covered. TG, no, I'm late, Shorty. How are you going? I'm good, mate. How are you? Thanks for jumping in, my friend. Good to see you. Hopefully you'll be involved with the quiz. Will's getting involved. Chappie. Oh, that was a vote. Oi, Jonah. They rated you 3, 7.5. One said sexy as always. Jonas said Jonah looking good except for the try-hard, brutal trailer park stash. Trailer park stash. Sean says Lilydale. Oh, he's from Lilydale. Nice. Oscar's Johnny Noble in the streets. Greek freak in the sheets. Nah, Sean, that's fine, mate. Never too greedy, my friend. Love your work. King Jonah's talking all sorts of wildness. I think it's about quiz time, freaks. I think it's about quiz time.
You dirty freaks.
Hey, Jonah, do you have the dating apps again? What's wrong with that? Huh?
They'll make fake accounts to see me.
Dylan, pretty cutting edge with those silver rings. 6.5. He likes your rings, mate. TJ, I can never get the right captain choice. Please help. And trade this week is looking Bruce, McCartan, Dixon, Jeffrey, Darcy, and Owens. Would go English or Witts need fair. Yeah, that's fair, mate. This week, chuck the RVC on maybe Miller But I've got a lot of faith in Clayton Oliver, mate. A lot of faith in him. But yeah, give me 1 second and I'll get this. The old man never replied. How sad's that? Went off to get milk from the shops and never came back. Jesus Christ. Harry says, perfect fit for Skevs with that look. Taj is ready for the quiz. That's what we like. Oscar's looking for a bit of an OnlyFans from Jonah. Yeah, it's a pretty cheap one, I'll tell you. Oi, Jonah, do you have OnlyFans, mate? Pending. He said, oh, shit, that's loud. Pending. Pending, boys. Thug Life, Darcy, English, and Owens for Bruce, Cogs, to Koning. I like it. I like that. Definitely English and Darcy are big-time likes. Marcus, any rookies with a super low break-even to look out for? Probably just Joel Jeffrey, mate, would be the guy. We got a quiz code. So it's 854262. And if you're unaware about what we're doing here, that is where you got to go. Blooket.com/play. And 854262. King Jonah, yeah, Oscar. I was the first to sign up. TJ says Miller VC with the question mark. Well, that's not a bad option, is it? Where's he play? He's playing North, isn't he? Not too bad. Tuke's been going not quite at his best, but it wasn't too long ago they scored 160. Should I VC Dunkley into Laird or should I VC Laird into Oliver or Miller? Says Chappie. I would go Laird into Oliver, to be honest. JD says, Pod, who are you? Harry, would it be worth bringing Jeffrey in? Yes, I actually think it would be, mate. I know it's always annoying when you bring guys in after one price rise, but I would still recommend it. Ha! You know how I messaged that girl on Hinge, right? Her cousin is Cooper Stevens. How crazy is that? So, the lie was no tattoos. There you go. It's a little, I might catch up with her for a date just to get to Cooper Stevens, I reckon, because Cooper could be the end game there. There's the code. Quiz time. That's it, TG. Kai, just me, or can't get back into account. Ranked 1,156. Crikey. That's not what we want. Got 25 players in. Keep building it up if you like. Not as many getting involved at this stage. So get into that quiz. Get into the quiz. We've got 10 questions. Shorty's been working hard. Taj says, LFG, quiz time. What's the prize? Look, it's not exactly an amazing prize, but you get to ask Shorty a few questions one-on-one in the Shorty's SuperCoach Facebook. I will attempt to think of a better prize next year. I am thinking maybe at the end of the year, potentially like an All-Stars. If you've won the quiz, you can battle it out. But yeah, at this stage, it's just chucking a few questions my way. And if you want to send me your team, I'll give you a few thoughts. But I think the real win is just some pure bragging rights, man. My year has ended, Shorty. Kais, what's going on? Oh, the account. No, mate. Get in touch with Herald Sun, my friend. They'll sort you out. Simo, what round do you get some free trades? Yeah. Remember last year when they just gave us like 3 or 5 trades or something? It was crazy. Ryan, is Sam Butler or Jeffries a better downgrade? I go Jeffries, mate. Definitely Jeffries. Windscreen, widescreen TV. One night with Jonah as the prize. I'll put that to him. He's a bit of a freak, so I'll put that to him. Kai, I'm not watching you until next year. Kai, don't leave me, mate. Stay with me, baby. Oh, boy. Blooket.com/play if you're interested. We'll probably give it 5 minutes maybe, and then we'll get it started because obviously people are waiting around to get involved. NJD, surely I'm a lock for the Quiz All-Stars. Yeah, look, you've been right up there lately, mate. Did you win? You won the other week? I think you did. TG also have 250K spare for next week. Free upgrade for DeConning. Yeah, that's nice. And I reckon you could just about look at, Bailey Smith or Bontempelli, or if it's down back. Alex Witherden, I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think he's a good D6. I really do. Bit more of a roller coaster. Corey, I hope he'll win the quiz tonight. Corey, I hope so too, mate. You're one of the loyal fans, so I'm hoping so. TJ, is there a Discord server or something going around SuperCoach? I do not know, my friend. I do not know. Annalie Harris is on. Oi, Caitlin. Does your sister watch me, or is this a fake account? Well, Annalie says, where's Caitlin? NJD did win. Best moment of my life, short dog. How was Kmart? Did you get some stuff sorted?
Yep, all done.
Nice. No, actually asking about you too, a couple of these freak shows.
Stop.
Yeah, cute. They're like, where's TAFE girl?
No.
One guy actually said, that I should warn you that you're stealing me from him. So,
yeah, so sorry about that.
yeah.
What was it because you cooked me dinner tonight?
Hey, we both cooked dinner, all right? Yeah.
Teamwork.
Yeah, big time. Daniel T, disappointing quiz last week. He's looking to bounce back. Benny Dub, hoping to improve on my 2 out of 10 last week. Jeez, Ben. That's no good, mate. No good. How are we going? How many we got in here? We're just about. There's only 40 is in there. There's a quiz code if you want to join in. I reckon we'll start pretty soon. I'll answer a couple more questions, then I reckon we'll just get stuck into it. I think there was an actual question somewhere. Ben, do I use a trade to go Baldwin to Jeffrey? Means 9 trades left and plenty of primo still. Probably, unless you desperately need cash, mate. Because Baldwin's not going to get you much. I'd prefer you to get some cash on the way down rather than a bit of a sideways one. TG's finished the defence. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's fair, mate. Jonas says, can't spell Annalie without a lie. That's brutal. Jesus, go easy, mate. Fucking hell. Shut up, Jonah. Jonah, I'm sorry. I hurt his feelings.
Why?
He's
Why
sad.
do you, Jonah?
Thug Life's SuperCoach George's Discord. Jonah, come join us. He's probably watching the rugby, I think. Harry says, what's your go-to nickname for the quiz? Yeah, let us know. King Jonah reckons he'll lose the quiz. Bont or Bailey Smith there. I'd be going Bailey Smith this week, but I think you should get them both in over the next few weeks. Isaac Heaney, a trade out. I reckon he is, Mitch. I think he is. I'd be doing the same. Sean, you're a reckless unit. All right. Yeah, we got 60 seconds and this quiz is getting launched. That's I spelled it wrong. Ugh. That's what you got to press, and that's what you got to type. Happy King Jonah again. Alrighty. Yikes. Jonah, King Jonah wants you in here. I think he's a bit shy, guys. I think it's when you talked about the rings. Widescreen's looking to trade Dacos Rose coming weeks. Try and get Bailey Smith or Bont, I reckon, mate, if you can afford those. Archer, thoughts on Jordan Ruffhead down back? Not so good after he retired. Oh, Jonah's in the house. Hey, Footy Glow, I'm good, mate. How are you? What's going on? Oh, Taj, never, mate. Never ignored your questions, my friend. All right, let's get this quiz going, eh? Jonah's in the house. Let's get it on the way. Good luck, guys. Feel free to chuck your comments through. And, yeah. Quiz is underway. Where is it? How many goals did Buddy Franklin kick on Friday night? 3, 4, 5, or 6? Just playing well, Big Bud. Took home the medal. What are you watching? Oh, fair. Fair. You guys okay?
Just seems a bit grumpy tonight.
Are you grumpy? You all right, mate? Guys, Jonah's a little bit grumpy, so just go easy in the comments. I think the ratings were a bit harsh. They do want an OnlyFans, though. So Shorty was in quick. Happens regularly. NJD, D-Mac, my fat dick. Jonah's uterus. Interesting. Well played. Good start to those. Question number 2. Josh Dunkley was drafted to the Western Bulldogs after a father-son selection bid was not matched. So, in short, which club did his dad play for? Sydney, Brisbane, Collingwood, or Richmond? That was a pretty wordy question, wasn't it? Didn't realise how wordy that was when I typed it out. Me and Caitlin made dinner tonight, man.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Is that why you're going to
Is that
You're
why?
feeling left out?
Oh, Jonah! Fuck, man. Question. Oh, actually, that was Sydney, which most of you got that right. It was a bit of a throwback, that one, so well played. Go, Jeff, go, TG, Waller, Daniel, NJD. And Shorty's still on top. NJD's up there, TG as well. Question number 3. Dale Thomas played 100-plus games at 2 clubs. Bit of a unique feat. Which 2 clubs did he play for? Got to be easy, this one, surely. Collingwood and Geelong, Collingwood and Carlton, Collingwood and Gold Coast, Collingwood and the Giants. Yeah, I was surprised he played that many at the second club, but he started a fair bit of the time injured, didn't he? But he did, of course, play for Collingwood and Carlton, which, pretty much everyone got that right. Probably the easiest one in the quiz, so most of you locked and loaded that one. Daniel was in nice and quick. NJD, Shorty, he'll stay on top, I'd say, getting in quick there. And no, equal first with NJD, Waller, and I think Darcy might have been in there. Question number 4. Brendan Goddard's famous screamer in the 2010 drawn grand final led him to kicking a goal that put St Kilda how many points in front in the final term? Trigger warning for Saints fans out there. Brutal. Ripper mark. Probably the best grand final mark I've ever seen. 2 points, 4 points, 6 points, or 8 points. I was watching a few highlights of that one tonight.
No way. What is that? Just what people do.
Took the scramble, went back, slotted it, put him 6 points up. It was 61 points apiece. He put him, boom, 6 points clear. Few of you guys thought it was 4. So point of difference there. Jonah's uterus isn't quick. My fat dick, Seb, Joe, Leroy in the house. Jonah's uterus is second. NJD's on top. And by a pretty good time, I think Daniel T might have been in third there. So he's coming back, looking for a third title. Tom Stewart had 40 touches on the weekend, but we don't care about that. How many marks did the bloke take? 10, 16, 13, or 19? A lot of you would have loved his work from a SuperCoach point of view. Loved his work from a Cat's point of view, but how many marks did he take? The big fella took 16 marks on his way to, 173 SuperCoach points, I think it was. Was it 173? I think it was. Most of you guys got it right. A few thought 13. So well done. Go, Jeff. Go. Was in nice quick. Daniel. Danger Zone. Will Raffin. Shorty's Clint was in there too. NJD still on top. Daniel T third. I missed who was second there. So we've got some of the big guns competing as we get to the business end now. Question 6. Petrarca was the clear Norm Smith medalist in last year's granny, but who polled the second most votes in the Norm Smith voting? Bit of a comma in there. That shouldn't be there. Clayton Oliver, Christian Salem, Marcus Bontempelli, or Bailey Fritsch? Yeah, I think it was every single voter had Petrarca as best on, and every single voter had him as 2 votes. So Bailey Fritsch was your man. I think Caleb Daniel was in there. Oliver was around there. So most of you guys got it right. A few had Oliver.
How many did he kick again?
5? Was it? Really? Shit. Yeah, look it up. I can't remember. Whoa, NJD is well clear. Daniel T, it's a battle of the big dogs. But NJD is a pretty solid clear at the moment. But question 7, which Hawthorn player through the mid-2000s made the shotgun celebration his trademark after goals? Trent Crode, Shane Crawford, Mark Williams, or Ben Holland? Got the big boys competing here. Daniel T's won it twice. NJD's won it once. and they are leading at the moment. Let's see how you guys go here. I reckon you guys get it pretty quick. It might be time to change it from 30 seconds to 25, I reckon. But the answer there was Mark Williams. Few had Shane Crawford getting in there, but yeah, Mark Williams led their goal kicking for 2 years, actually. Very accurate kick. Shorty's big clip was in there quickly. Jonah's ugly stash. Oh, Daniel T's in the lead. NJD must have got that wrong. Oh, shit. He's going for a three-peat. Question 8. Of the star-studded Blues midfield, which player is averaging the most possessions this year? He's actually had the most total for the Blues. That's for the Blues. But equals all works out the same. Chera, Hewitt, Cripps, or Walsh. So don't think about games missed because it is about just an average. But it is Sammy Walsh. Sammy Walsh is averaging 32, I think. George Hewitt obviously a bit lower on the total disposals, but by average is second with 30. And that split a few. I thought that one might. So point of difference pick was Walsh. 19 went Hewitt. 14 went Walsh. Daniel's in quick. Sheathware. TG was back. Leroy. Shorty's clear. And that leaves NJD back on top. And Leroy's in there. Oh, this is a good ding-dong battle. 2 questions left. Question 9. Who is taller? Plain and simple, mate. Tim English, Jared Witts, Braden Bruce, Sam Draper. It's a random one, but he is 2 centimetres at least taller. I know it's massive, but every centimetre counts. Trust me. Trust me on that. Who is number 1? It was tied up there between NJD and Daniel T. I'll tell you what, if he took it out for a third time, that would be something special. Oh boy, it was Jared Witts. A few thought Bruce. This is big. Daniel T was in the quickest. Holy shit, exclamation mark, baby. He's on top. No, NJD's on top. What the fuck happened there? Crazy scenes. Holy shit, I don't understand the scoring sometimes. But question 10, good luck to you. What number did Dustin Martin debut in? He only wore this for his first season. Obviously, the famous number 4. But did he start with 36, 40, 32, or 44 on his back? I remember watching some good highlights of Dusty in his first year. I know when they throw a few flashbacks when he plays his milestone games, you do see a goal where he is wearing the number 36. There's a ding-dong battle here. Ding-dong battle. Who got home? Most of you's got it home. Most of you's got this. So well played. I thought that was a bit tricky, to be honest. And the winner in third place is Leroy. Well played, but Daniel T. But NJD is our man. Holy shit, another winner for a multiple occasion. Well played, mate. And Leroy, well played, man. I know you've been working hard on this. Let's view the report. Chode came in 4th. So I was pretty damn tight at the top. Yeah, true. That's crazy. NJD, well played, mate. Great ding-dong battle. That was Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal sort of stuff there. They went toe-to-toe, and in the end, NJD got it with 16 points. Chode, well played. The newbie, great debut if you are the newbie, mate. Well played. Shorty's clit. Got 7 out of 10. Came in nice up the top. Daniel was up there nicely too. D-Mac, a very good performance. Jonas Uterus, Shorty, started well, but just drifted out. Still good performance. TG, Shawnee boys in there. Mars Waller, nickname TAFE Girl was in there as well. You're getting named up now. My Fat Dick, Jonah Ugly Stash, Jimmy Cam, Widescreen, Seb, Danger Zone, and Joe. Timmy Durant as well. Well played. Taj got in there too. Shorty's Water. Yeah, lovely. Lovely. Good stuff, guys. There he is. Bang, says NJD. How good was that? Thanks, Steve. I'll try and read the rest of that comment. Yeah, look, I've been thanks for joining in, Steve. I was talking about Darcy and English for the most part of this one. But thanks for dropping in, mate. Daniel T, yeah. Ding-dong battle there, boys. Well played. Corey was leading. He came 10th. What's your nickname, Corey? I don't know if I know who you call yourself. TG, I'm too young for the 2000s questions. Yeah, I know it. I try and keep them relatively new, but oh, Leroy, this is heartbreaking. It's rigged against me. Oh, mate. D-Mac, slowly building. Next week, I'll take it out. Lovely. Leroy, mate, you'll be in and around it, mate. JD. Oh, your nickname was Shorty. Yeah, you did start well, Corey. You did. Daniel T, the Carlton midfield question got me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, I didn't want to be too, tricky. I didn't want to be, total but different on average. So Walsh does have the most and the highest average. So that's why I put that one in there. He racks them up, doesn't he? Yeah, good TG. Well played, guys. Loving the respect here from Big Daniel T and NJD. Two of the big dogs of the quiz. Got to respect that. D-Mac says, Jonna on the green stuff looks a bit flat. Mate, he thinks you're flat. D-Mac thinks you're flat, bro. D-Mac.
Thinks I'm flat.
He thinks you're a bit flat. Taj, never, mate. What's wrong? Jonah, what's wrong? Oh, that's okay. Do you want to sleep in my bed, man?
No.
Why not?
Because
what?
the obvious.
What's the obvious?
Hey.
I don't get it. I don't get what's obvious about that. Anyway. King Jonah, can you tell Jonah my story above? Jesus, man.
He's first, love me. I love you.
Oh, King Jonah, I can't see anything above, man. Come on. Chappie, 1 out of 10. Make the quiz better. Come on, bro. Leroy,
Jonah,
Daniel
just
Tin.
say the story again.
Yeah, tell it again. Alexander, Joey McGregor is benching a light 150 kgs as we speak. The bloke's a big unit. Where's he playing footy this week? I'll come along and have a look. Come on, Taj. Come on, mate. Straighten it up. Jonas, TAFE. Yeah.
Say it.
TAFE girl, cheer him up. Pash the stash. Harry, who do I trade O'Driscoll for? Can you swing Jeffrey in there? I didn't realise too many people had O'Driscoll still. But either upgrade him if he's pure mid. I don't think there's too much. Or if you can swing him down back, Cleary, Jacob Ware, GRB, Nick Martin, or Heaney to English. I'd go Nick Martin, but look, they both could potentially leave your side. TG says, Harry, neither, but if you choose one, Buku. Taj, sorry, Shorty. Genuinely didn't see any other questions from you, mate. But hopefully, if you got a question, mate, chuck it in there and I'll do me darndest to get to it. Steve, ever thought of keeping Martin and Dacos for bench coverage? I actually haven't. I think you can get a better player for bench coverage, to be honest. Yeah, that's fair. No, I think we can. It's not the worst outcome, but I actually reckon we can probably do a bit better. I might rock and roll, to be honest, guys. Might rock and roll. Probably going to smash a Milo and watch some Ozark. Hang out with Jonah. Oh, what a cunt. Fair enough.
Oh.
Wow. Richmond Oval, East Geelong. Yeah, what time, mate? Might come along for a look if I can. No, if you can have a prem on the bench, mate, it means you're going well. I mean, I think there'll be a time where we do need some serious coverage. So if you can, by all means. 10 o'clock. Nice. I'll see what I can do, man. I'll see what I can do. Yeah. Cool, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you all soon. Well played, NJD. I can't see your story, mate. You'll have to save it for another time, Big King.
See you guys.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Leroy, you're a good man. Thanks, fellas. Catch you guys. See you, TJ. Thanks, mate.